Alright, what is going on, anime fans? And this is going to be my review for Kaguya-sama Love is War, the first kiss that never ends. Now, I'm doing a little bit different today. As you can see, I'm going from a mix of face cam and anime footage, and we're just going to see how this plays out. In my last video, I did a bit of a face reveal, so I figured, you know what, screw it. Might as well do what the normal movie reviewer does and then do a mix of face cam and anime footage. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyways, like I said, we're here to talk about the Kaguya-sama movie because I absolutely love this. Now, I did want to do my review a couple days ago when I did see the movie, but I was dying of the flu after seeing that movie, completely unrelated to the movie. So obviously I didn't have time to talk about it, but now I'm all better, hopefully, at least. So, the movie finally released, and I got to see it opening night with an insanely packed theater. Like, I'm talking, like, this showing was sold out. Nobody else was there. There was no empty seats. It was completely full, seat to seat, aisle to aisle. And that brought forth an amazing experience for this movie, at least watching it in the theaters. I had a lot of fun with this movie, and walking out of it, I was happier than ever. Listen, let me tell you, I went to see this movie on Valentine's Day, and everybody knows Valentine's Day is the worst day ever being a single person, right? That day sucks. It sucks. The worst day ever. I can hear my roommate laughing. But watching this movie was a really great time. I saw it with a buddy, and I wasn't expecting too much from this movie. It's Kaguya-sama. I was expecting it to be nice and funny. I was expecting this to be a funny movie, but I walked out of here. My ribs were hurting. This movie was absolutely hilarious. Every second of it, to every 3 to 4 minutes of this movie, there was some sort of joke to laugh. For the good first 5 minutes of the movie was just the theater laughing. I can't explain how hilarious and funny this movie is. Obviously, if you're a fan of the show, you know that Kaguya-sama is a very hilarious romance and comedy. It's a very good rom-com. It's very funny, has a lot of great jokes, a lot of very, very well-written comedy, and that transfers over to the movie very, very well, which I enjoyed. I loved it from beginning to end. This movie was hilarious. It was also very sweet and touching. There was a lot of great and heartfelt moments, especially towards the end of the movie, where I was sitting in the theater. I was kind of having to cover up my face, like, damn, I'm kind of tearing up here a little bit. It was getting emotional towards the end, and as Kaguya and the president, I'm dying. And as Kaguya and the president's relationship was developing, they were getting to that point of confessing. It just got more and more emotional. And this movie is very, very focused on Kaguya. Not so much the president, just Kaguya, although everyone has something to do, but this movie was very focused on Kaguya and how she feels towards the president and getting her to confess to the president, where we had just about an equal amount of time with the president there, but we definitely got more time with Kaguya there rather than the president. Now, I will say, that being said, like I did say, every character from the show does get something to do in this movie. Some obviously more than others, but every character gets a little moment to shine. It has a little bit of a joke. Obviously, my favorite character in the movie was Chika. She's my favorite character in the show. This is the only Love is War figure I actually have, or only piece of Love and War merchandise I actually have. I love Chika. Chika, best girl. I don't care what you say. You're wrong if you think it's anyone else. Anyways, moving on. Every side character, every other character does have something to do with this movie, and they'll have their own little arcs, which I found really sweet, and I really enjoyed that. And this movie, for it being adapted from the manga, it really does feel like this was made to be a movie, where some movies feel like an extended anime episode, where in a sense this did kind of feel like that, because we even got a whole opening and ending and little commercial break segments for this. This really did feel like a movie, and it didn't feel unnatural to have those there, and it only added to more of the comedic scenes, which I really enjoyed. And the opening was a banger, by the way. I was not expecting that. That took me completely off guard when an opening just started playing out of nowhere, and the audience loved it too. We were all kind of vibing along, cheering, laughing. This movie is honestly just such a good time, and one of the better experiences I've had seeing an anime movie in theaters, if not the best experience I've had. It's normally pretty quiet theaters, which as a Marvel fan, I like when my theaters get loud and rowdy, and I've only had that with one other anime movie, and that was Heroes Rising. That was a pretty decently loud theater, although I think, and this is a weird thing to say, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but this was probably the most loudest and like cohesive. How do I want to say this? This was like the most unique theater experience I've had since Avengers Endgame. And I can't believe I'm saying that Love is War was the best theater experience I've had since Endgame. But here we are, and that is indeed what I'm saying. This movie was a great movie and probably one of the best anime movies or anime sequel movies I've ever seen, outside of your normal Ghibli movies like Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle and all those obvious masterpieces. I feel like this is one of the best anime movies I've ever seen, coming from a pre-established series. Better more so than like the Demon Slayer movie and the My Hero movies. This is just such a really well done movie, and it progresses the plot unlike a lot of those anime movies because they can only do so much and they can't progress the story in any meaningful way because it is just a movie and it's not supposed to really affect the canon too much, whereas this movie can fully move forward the canon like the Demon Slayer movie, but I feel like it did it in a much more entertaining way. And I feel like this movie was maybe a little bit longer than the Demon Slayer movie. I feel like I took away more from this movie than I did in the Demon Slayer movie, and had just overall a better experience watching this movie than, say, the Demon Slayer movie or the JJK movie. If I had to rank the recent 3 anime movies, it would definitely be Love is War, Mugen Train, and JJK Zero. I'm not putting Film Red in there because it's not like a manga canon, or I don't think it's canon at least. But Film Red was still it fucking slapped. Go check out my review on it if you haven't. It's a great movie. But to say I love this movie is definitely an understatement, and I recommend if you're a Love is War fan, go check this out. I'm not the biggest Love is War fan. I've seen majority of the show and read some of the manga. I don't know it all by heart, so I was kind of walking in there with not a lot of like memory or knowledge of Love is War, other than like little moments and like the Chica dance and everything. But after this, it makes me want to go back and like really pay attention to the show, because I watched Love is War when the whole outbreak happened. So it was more so in the background while I was doing other things, and now I want to actually go back and rewatch the show and really give it a fair shot and attention, because this movie was absolutely amazing. And I know if you're like a hardcore fan of the show, there's no way you're walking away from this movie disappointed. You're going to love every single second of it, because this movie it's just that movie. It's that guy of movies, of anime movies. And I highly recommend going to see it, because every character you love gets a chance to shine. Great comedic moments, a great and wholesome and heartfelt story throughout that has a beginning and end. Again, like unlike some anime movies, they can't really end, or it doesn't have like a good cohesive narrative because they can only play into the restrictions of the manga. It feels like this was very much written to be a movie. I'm not sure if 100% if this is manga material, but I'm 99% sure it is. I probably should have looked it up before recording this video. But I highly recommend checking out this movie if you haven't. And again, Chica Best Girl, fight me down below in the comments if you're brave. I will reply to every comment, proving you wrong with like a sentence. But yeah, I give Love is War like a 9 to 10 out of 10. This was such a good movie. Definitely the best movie of the year, and way better than Quantum Mania. I'm just putting it out there. It was way better than Quantum Mania. But yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. That is it from me, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. If you have seen the Love is War movie, if you haven't, be sure to, of course, go watch it, whether you do it the pirate way or the theater way. I recommend going to see it in the theater. It's really great in the theater, on the big screen. Such a good movie. But again, that's it for me. I'd love to hear from you guys on what you thought of the Kaguya-sama Love is War movie. Be sure to share your thoughts and everything down below. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I am working on a summertime rendering video because I just finished watching that anime, and I do want to talk about it because, wow, that mind blown. And I'm trying I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do with this channel and figuring out what I'm doing still. But I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and at the end of the day, I just want this channel to be able to talk about anime and have fun talking about anime. So whether I fall off or not is not a concern to me, because this is just a passion channel. Although I would definitely like to be like the next Gigook or something. That'd be really cool. But that's probably not going to happen. Probably not going to be the next Dog V or the Anime Man or anything. Or Mother's Basement. But I just want to be here and talk about anime because it is fun. So yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you guys did enjoy some part of this video. I don't know why you did, but I hope you did. Once again, thank you guys for watching. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace out.